So, I've been thinking a lot about change recently. And I know change is a big word that most people don't like to use, and like to encourage you not to do so. Like in your yearbooks, when you look back, you see all the people that told you, don't you ever change because you're awesome just the way you are. But my question is, isn't change a good thing? I mean, if we didn't have change, then we'd all still be in diapers. You gotta learn how to potty train, you gotta change. And the way you are now is not the way you were yesterday even. Going through life, you're gonna change, and you're gonna learn how to do that with the people around you. Being as I just got done with my junior year, and saying that very clearly, I do not know much about life. I am only 17, but I just got done with my junior year, and looking back at freshman year, I'm a lot different than I was back then, and I'm about to start senior year. So that 3 years ago, my life was completely different than it is today. 3 years ago, I couldn't drive. 3 years ago, I was actually deathly scared of driving and refused to get my permit until I was 16. So, you know, being who I am today is not the same as being who I was yesterday or the day before that. I'm always changing, and all of us are, and I don't see why we're not embracing the fact that we can all be different. Being as I just did think of this whole thing actually as I was showering, I decided why not tell you guys a couple things that I've changed and that's changed in me throughout all of my years. First off, my hair color. And that sounds so conceited or whatever, like, oh, it's a big change. It really isn't, but to be honest, I went through so many hair colors. Freshman year, my hair was blonde, and halfway through freshman year, I dyed my hair red. My hair is actually naturally like a light brunette, and then I've dyed my hair black a couple times, and it goes from black to red all the time. So, I mean, that's a change in itself. I'm changing who I am, or who I appear to be, to fit my personality at that time. Another big change in my life was, well, when I was younger, I was deathly scared of dogs. Like, if I was on a walk and a dog was hooked up, like chained up to their yard, I would walk off the sidewalk, across the street, onto the sidewalk, go like that, and go back around to avoid this dog at all times. Now, I actually have 4 dogs at my dad's house, and I'm definitely okay with it. Also, speaking of that, growing up, my parents were together. And at the end of freshman year, my parents got divorced. And that's a change in itself. And to be honest, it's probably a good change because it's made me stronger now. When we change, we don't really realize that it's happening at that point. Have you ever looked back in a yearbook, like in your freshman yearbook, say, or like 3 years ago, so my freshman yearbook, have you ever looked back and looked at all the faces in the yearbook that you've seen grow up and you've seen change, but it didn't register in your head that they looked different than how they were when they were freshmen? But when you look back at when they're freshmen, they look like a different person. When I was a freshman and a sophomore, I had braces, and now I don't anymore, and people like always forget that I had braces. So if they look at the pictures, they're like, oh my goodness, you had braces! It's like, it's just something you don't remember. It's something you don't really realize happened until you look back, and you realize that they looked completely different than they do now. And I feel like in high school, change is always occurring. I think it's actually crazy if you look back on how much you actually did change. Like, I was just sitting on my computer looking through old pictures, and I looked at my school dance pictures from my snowball dance, which is our winter dance, from freshman year to this year, and I have changed completely over time, even by like how I dress and like what dress I chose. Like, last year it was like a sweet little dress that, like, you know, very girly dress, and then this year it was a very like glam dress. Like, just the way I've dressed and the way I act, it's all different. And it's good. Change is good. Nobody ever realizes that if you don't change, you're never going to find the real you. You're never going to find what really truly makes you happy, because you're stuck in that, I forgot the name for it. You're stuck in that routine of just being the same person and waking up every day being the same. If you don't change, you're never going to know who you actually truly are. And that's crazy. Also, another thing that changes through high school and probably through the rest of your life, not that I know, but I'm guessing, is your friends and who you hang out with and who makes you happy and who has fun with you. And I can tell you truthfully, my friends have changed a lot from freshman year to now. And I mean, right now they're still changing, and it's crazy, but nothing will ever stay the same. And if you're changing yourself and you're growing up and you're moving on, you're meeting new people who do the same thing as you. But I must say, I'm going to do a quick shout out for something that has never changed since 5th grade. My best friends, the people who have been with me through all this changing, and I've been equally with them. I'd like to give a shout out to Sasha and Colette, who have been with me through everything, and now they're still my best friends. Anyways, back to changing. Another thing that could also change is boys. Your taste in boys change based on who hurts you and who makes you feel better. Actually, I've liked 2 of my now best friends. One boy from 7th to 8th grade, and then a little bit in 10th grade, is now my very, very close best friend. And another one I actually liked in 9th grade, and me and my friend were kind of fighting over him, and he chose her, and I was very heartbroken and upset. But in the end, I win because he's my best friend now, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. So, also, going off of that, your opinions are going to change, and your feelings are going to change, and your feelings for someone may go away, or you may develop different feelings. And all of that is a way of life, and at the end of the day, change is a circle of life. You're always changing. You're always changing. There's so many things of mine that have changed, and I guarantee you're watching and you're like, oh yeah, I've changed this and this and this. And I just want to let everybody know, change is a good thing. You're allowed to change. And if, I've had actually a friend just today tell me, you've changed and you're not the same as you used to be. Well, if I'm not the same as I used to be, then I'm doing something right, because I feel better today than I did yesterday. And being who I want to be is something that I strive to do. So, whatever I want to do, I'm allowed to do it, and I'm allowed to change. And that's the best thing in the world. And I want you all to know that you're allowed to do that too. You're allowed to be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do right now. Right now. You could turn off this computer that you're watching right now and go do something that you want to do. Life is not limited. Everyone tells you life is so limited and you only have so much time. You do only have so much time, but go do something with it. You can do whatever you want in this world, and that's optimism, and I get that. But it's no point to be a pessimist and think, oh, I'm stuck in a rut and I'm never going to get through this. But you can if you change, and you change your attitude first. This is just a rant, and I'm continuing to use the word change. Change. My challenge for you is to think of a way you've changed over the year, or over the past 2 or 3 years. Think of what has happened to you that may have caused a change. And my challenge to you for the rest of your life is to continue changing, because you're always going to change, so continue doing that. Anyways, thank you for watching. You can like, rate, comment, subscribe. Click that subscribe button right down there. Click it. Click it. Thanks for watching. I hope you check out more of my videos. And yeah, I promise to upload more soon. I love you guys. Bye.